ready for the summit of summertime. The summer solstice is happening in the Northern Hemisphere on the 21st of June, 2025, when the sun ingresses into the sign of Cancer the Crab. This is happening at 2:42 a.m., very early in the morning, universal time coordinated using tropical astrology. Moreover, this solar ingress into the sign of Cancer occurs during a Taurus year, being 2025. I'm Pastor Rosemary, the Astrology Angel. Thank you for joining us. Now, a summer solstice in the north occurs when the Earth's northern hemisphere is inclined chiefly and straightforwardly toward the sun, being at the uppermost location in the heavens. At this event, it is the longest day and the shortest night of the entire year. This is when your dreams can become reality. If you really are going to be able to get yourself into a state where you can have lucid dreams in a beautiful manner and in a wondrous manner. And this is on the Midsummer's Night, and that's where Midsummer Night's Dream comes from, because the short night and the long day, and you have wonderful dreams, and then you bring your dreams into reality. Now, about the event of a Cancer sun happening during a Taurus year, it's imperative to recognize how these two signs affect one another. Since Cancer personalities and Taurus traits have really many qualities that are in common, such as their intensity, their vim and their vigor, their wants in life, and also their temperaments. They're the same sort of traits in this manner. The Taurus year is a fortunate astrological occurrence because there's similarities between the two. Also, Cancer is cardinal water, being fire of water, and Taurus is fixed earth or air of earth. Now, this combination is incredibly fertile, because as we all know, water and earth mix very well together. If you go out and you water your garden, the plants grow. It's like that. Now, Cancer and Taurus equally value steadiness and fidelity in their dealings with one another. Now, it also is going to bring the same kind of stability in the dealing with other people, also not with each other, but also with everybody else. It affects everybody. Now, Taurus, the bull, wishes to support the receptive Cancerian to reveal their true natures in a more outgoing manner. So Taurus is sort of helping Cancer, the Cancerian, to be able to put themselves out there more and to go ahead and take their soft-hearted mannerisms and really get them to really express themselves more. Sun in Cancer bestows qualities of having a superior intuition and a penchant for romanticism. These natives are lucid and prudent, achieving their best results when relying upon their gut instincts. So they really can go with their core feelings. Cancerians can be glum or irritable on occasion because they are very powerfully fond of their homes and the people which inhabit their environments. They really care about their families, and during their interactions with their surroundings, as we said, the people that are inhabiting those surroundings, when that happens, their kindness, their big-heartedness, their tender-heartedness, their receptivity, and remarkably understanding qualities really come to the forefront and cause them to be very helpful to others. Just be aware that it can sometimes, because they get overwhelmed with everybody needing them and having to care for all these people, that they sometimes can become a little bit irritable or glum, or morose or agitated. But that doesn't really have to last long if you understand that they're being overwhelmed and they need to rest from that. They need rest like everybody else, okay? And Cancerians are the silent type that are keen on conveying their feelings to those inside their inner circle. That's who they want to talk to. Now, and then they'll tell you how they feel. Now, we're going to take a look at the planetary formula for this event, as well as the planetary archangels and zodiac angels involved, which may be evoked, which is to call upon, or invoked, which is to call into a circle, or invoked to call into yourself. Okay? And for the purposes of gathering angelic frequencies, which will align any magical currents one might want to utilize for this event. Magical talismans for the sign of Cancer the Crab is the metal of silver and the birthstone of ruby. So silver and ruby is a wonderful talisman to wear as a ring on your finger, or as around your neck with the ruby and the silver. That's anything like that is, or a bracelet is going to be very helpful during this time to evoke these angels and archangels. Now, evoke planetary Archangel Michael. Michael of the sun with solar talismans of the metal of gold and the gemstone of sunstone, if you want to further evoke Michael. Major Arcana Tarot for the sun is the sun card. So we got the Archangel Michael. He's the Archangel of the sun. And for the sun, the planetary Archangel of the sun. And therefore, you want to go ahead and use the sun card. And you want to go ahead and invoke Archangel Michael or Michael. Okay? Michael. Now, at the moment of the start of the summer solstice, when the sun enters into the sign of Cancer, the ingress will activate the sign of the crab, which is analogous to the natural fourth house of hearth, home, and family. You mentioned how much they love their hearth, home, and family. The hearth is the kitchen. It's where you cook. It's where you do your cooking. It's where the love is poured into the food and that heals people. Now, Cancer, sun in Cancer, people that have sun in Cancer, Cancerian natives are fanciful, determined, impulsive, and mystifying. The crab sun's zodiac sign also possesses plentiful qualities of compassion and psychic abilities. Cancers are very psychic. Planetary angel for the sun or the soul, again, we mentioned it was Michael, being the warrior and champion of God. The warrior and champion of God. So now in this image, you've got the Archangel Michael, and he's got his sword, and he's killing a serpent, okay? In this picture, in this image. And that's sort of from the ancient Greek mythology where you have Perseus killing Calipus. It's the same, it's where the Archangel and the snake come from. It comes from Calipus, the devil, and Perseus, the hero, that was going to protect Andromeda from the Kraken, okay? So understand that a lot of Christianity comes from Greek mythology. A lot of Judaism comes from Greek mythology as well. The modern way they express it in a modern times, where the ancient one, maybe not so much. Okay? Because the Elohim that created the world, what we consider God, is actually not a single being. It's certainly not a male. It's a group of beings called the Elohim, which is a group of high beings which are male and female. It's a race of beings. God is a race of beings. It's not a single person. It's a group of individuals. It's a race of male and females. Okay? And you can read Zecharia Sitchin's work if you want to understand all of that. It's a fascinating work. Zecharia Sitchin, and he wrote all about this kind of thing. And you can understand where these mythologies, Christian and Jewish mythologies, came from, and understand how it all actually was scientific. Like the snake actually represents a needle and an injection, that kind of thing. And of course, when Adam was put out and his rib was removed, it could have been ribonucleic acid, or it could have been his rib, but certainly a surgical procedure was involved, and those books go into that. Zecharia Sitchin. So please get into that. Now, to Michael, the warrior of God. Now, just a caveat here. When the picture I just showed you, okay, this picture of Michael, the Archangel, because it's Perseus and Calipus, because it is Michael killing, or at least subduing the serpent, either killing or subduing the serpent. Understand that this image suppresses the Kundalini, and it can make people stop being attracted to their love, whether it's a spouse or a lover. Understand that. And it can be used if someone needs to have their sexual energies calmed down, okay? But it could also calm down sexual energies in a person where you want them to come together, like to have a child or something, okay? So if you're trying to have a child, don't look at this image. Or if you don't want to stop being sexually attracted to your lover or your spouse, don't look at this image. Or understand that that's what it is. And then to remedy it, what you would want to do is look at an image of either Michael without, there's some where he's just standing on a cloud you can look at. If you don't want to see him killing the Kundalini or the serpent, which is the sexual energy. If you don't want to subdue the sexual energy or the Kundalini, if you want it to rise, then you go watch the movies, House of the Dragon, the TV show House of the Dragon, or watch shows that are friendly with dragons or friendly with serpents, or Harry Potter, things like that, because that brings the serpent up. And it lets the serpent come out, the sexual energy and the creative, procreative energy come up, and you can visualize being friends with the dragon and being friends with the serpent if indeed you want to have more of a sexual attraction to your lover, your spouse, if you want to procreate. So just understand that. these images are tools. Just like money is a tool, just like a hammer is a tool, you can use it for good or evil, okay? If you use the right tool for the right job at the right time for the right purpose, which is a purpose to heal and to help, it's always going to work for good. All things work together for good for those who love God and serve His purpose, so says the good book. All right, now, the Zodiac Angel for Cancer is Muriel, whose divine tone is I feel, okay? Each of the 12 signs of the Zodiac have a divine tone. For example, Aries is I am. And Taurus is I have. Gemini is I think. Cancer is I feel. That's fourth on the astrological wheel. Okay. So, and, we'll go into that. I have a video on that. You can check it out if you want to. But Muriel is the Zodiac Angel for the sign of Cancer, the crab. All you Cancerians can call on Muriel to help you with your sensibilities, your feelings, because you have strong feelings and you're very, as we said, intuitive and instinctive and psychic, so you want to have that all be healthy. Now the tarot card for the sun is Soul, so we mentioned that, and that's why we have Michael, and that's why we have the sun, because that's for the sun, and we're talking about the sun ingress Cancer. That's why, and this is a summer solstice, when the sun is at its highest point in the sky. So that's why you want to invoke it, and that's why you want to invoke these energies. Now, so the musical note in the ancient Western array for the sun is C. C. So for Michael and the sun and the Archangel Michael, the sun card, you want to, and the summer solstice, the planetary Archangel Michael of the sun, and you want to use the note C to invoke Michael. All right. All right, now, pardon me, I'm a drummer. I like to hit drums and tuning forks. All right. Now, the tarot card for Cancer, the crab. We said the Zodiac Angel was Muriel, okay? And this is the Chariot card, is for Muriel and to invoke the sign of Cancer, the Zodiac Angel Muriel, to invoke Muriel to help you. If you're a Cancerian, you want to go ahead and utilize the Chariot. It's all about you being the driver in your life with the two sphinxes, black and white sphinx, and the lingam and the yoni, and the winged disc, and the charioteer, and he's driving because he's the soul driving the body, the consciousness, he's a higher consciousness. Chariot's a wonderful card. It's all about healing and medicinals, so it's a wonderful card. All right. And the note to invoke the Chariot and to invoke Muriel and the healing of the sign of Cancer, the crab, is G. All right, now, so those are the correspondences that you can utilize to evoke these angelic beings to assist you. And the information found in this presentation is based on the oral tradition known as Kabbalah, taught to me by a Rosicrucian clergy when I was but a young girl, the facts of which I've committed to memory. Thanks for joining us, and join us again next time. We'll see you soon.